Hey.
Doomsday scenario. Kansas State beats Utah by 10. You automatically lose a quality win for BYU. You lose a quality win for Texas Tech. They drop Utah out of the rankings altogether, and you say goodbye, Yellow Brick Road. And it doesn't matter that teams like Texas have lost to Florida. And it doesn't matter that Alabama lost to Florida State, who is putrid, who lost to NC State this week. None of that matters if Utah loses to Kansas State. And BYU fans, close your ears. Hide your eyes. Hide the children. It's not PC. It's not PG. Utah wins 51-47 in the stupidest game of all time. Now, look, some will argue, and this is a big part of the conversation, the officials stepped in and did this. They removed the pass interference call. A Utah player tackles a Kansas State player as he goes to field a punt. There was some real fishy jazz there at the end. Some big plays called back due to holding. So, yeah, it looked a little funky. And I don't want us to be confused with the SEC for, paying off the officials to make things go in the benefit of the conference. At the same time, this helped the Big 12 a lot.
Massively.
Yeah.
Massively. Yeah. That could have been just disaster zone if Utah loses to a bad Kansas State team. Like you say, it kind of puts every other team under the microscope a little bit. I think the committee is at the point where they're like, yeah, all right, Texas Tech's got to be in.
Yep.
But I don't think they see a second guarantee in the Big 12. And you look at the resume of Utah and BYU, and you're like, you can't say no to both these teams if they win out, which obviously becomes a bit of a buddy scenario because, BYU likely will have to play in the Big 12 championship game. And so they probably don't both win out, right? But the way they look right now, you've got those two resumes are two college football playoff resumes. So yeah, this is a huge bonus for America's conference a little bit. And when you look back at Utah's schedule, we talked about this a lot last week. They were, after the Baylor win last week, they were plus 167 in point differential since the Tech game. And now they're just plus 171. Oh no, that's still so legit. If we're going to be able to, I know this is not something that's apples to apples to the committee, but like if we're going to give SEC teams the benefit of the doubt with some close losses or some close wins, like they inevitably will do with the Texas Longhorns, with Vanderbilt and Mississippi State and some of the other ones they've had, then we've got to extend it here. They've had one down game in a month and a half. I'm going to say one down game, and it's this one. And BYU, I'm not counting as a down game. They still lost. But one down game, and they didn't even lose it. I think that's a pretty good resume they're putting together right now.
Yeah, so watching this game, you're rooting for the Big 12. If you're somebody
America's
who wants
conference.
the Big 12, there is what I wish could have been the scenario is the Big 12 could have rigged this thing so that, next week, say BYU loses to UCF and Utah wins its game and Texas Tech goes out and wins and Arizona State beats Arizona, and in a three-way tie, BYU sits at 10-2. They move behind Utah because they just lost. Utah gets to move up a spot. They're in place for possibly an at-large bid, but oh wait, by tiebreaker, by rule, BYU goes to the Big 12 championship. At that point, BYU beats Texas Tech, and there's this really bad scenario for the rest of college football where BYU's a lock. Utah at 10-2 is still sitting there that 10 or 11 spot and could get in, and Texas Tech cannot be bumped out of the playoff. You're like, oh, shoot, do we have to let all three in? There is this, that's a real thing that could happen to benefit the Big 12. And I think Brett Yormark. So, and if Arizona State loses this week, then that could happen. If BYU also loses, they'll go to the Big 12 title. Utah moves up a spot in the playoff rankings. A BYU win locks them in, and you have a chance with a loss from Oregon or Alabama to get three teams in. If I'm Brett Yormark, I'm probably finagling that a little bit. Did you see the Chris Kleiman press conference afterward?
No.
Oh, man. He cried.
Man.
He cried a lot.
Heard about it.
Yep. And it was like me, my senior night of prom. I got just waterworks, man.
Afterwards.
Yeah, you just
once we made it home.
The quote he gave was, I'll read just a snippet of this. I did it on yesterday's show, but I want to get your reaction. He said, I know a lot of people thought we would come in here and lay down. And the kids have cashed it in because I've heard it enough. I've heard that I cashed it in. I've heard the players have cashed it in. And we need new leadership, new players, new coaches. I'm tired of it, he says. I got to be honest, he's crying. I've got to be honest with you.
I got to be honest with you.
I'm tired of it. And this is where it gets nuts. I've given my freaking ass life for this place for 7 years. I've given everything for 7 years. I feel like I deserve a little bit of respect. Big Hoss, you were up 10 with like a minute to go.
Yeah.
Lost the game.
Yeah.
Came to the podium crying and said, I deserve respect. I'll give him 7 freaking years of my life to Manhattan, Kansas. You people know what that's like? You know what that's... BTK is a fan of this fan base. He's a fan of this team. Just not... Then the athletic director, Gene Taylor, walks over, gives him a hug. It's just bad, man.
By the way, if I had to put down money, like with the situation, the scenario you're laying out right now, and I had to put down money on what Big 12 football program this would happen at this year, it wouldn't have been Kansas State. It would not have been Kansas State.
Nope.
I thought I'd be covering it.
The athletic director, Gene Taylor, gives him a hug. And he's like, you're not going anywhere, brother. We won't have to see you in Valhalla. We got your back, bro. This is a scene out of Chad Powers. We cut this out of Chad Powers. And I just feel for that fan base because we really thought they were a Big 12 championship caliber team this year.
Are they not? Are you telling me that they're not? Is that what you're telling me right now?
Think about the amount of NFL talent they have pumped out the last couple of years and will continue to pump out, and they just cannot win college football games.
And it's really this year has been, I was making the joke of like Dave Aranda. I mean, we knew Dave Aranda wasn't cut out for this like 3 years ago at this point, but like it's been a year for Kansas State where really it's this year that everyone's like, within like a 4-week span, they were like, Chris Kleiman's not cut out for this. We don't want Chris Kleiman anymore. Like, it was really that quickly. By, October, they were like, he's on the hot seat. I was like, really? Like, he's been so highly thought of in his time at Kansas State. But you look at how it's gone, it's not going in the right direction.
Nope.
But his freaking ass life, man.
He gave his freaking ass life for this place for 7 years. What? You think you're just
not even the best Manhattan?
Where is he? He's at like Guantanamo. What are we doing here? I've been here for 7 years.
I've subjected my family to living here.
Like, what a weird thing to say. So
try to get anyone else.
Thank you, Utah, for saving the Big 12 this week. That was great. And I like the scenario of BYU losing this week, Utah winning. The Cougs go into the Big 12 championship. A couple losses at the top from like Alabama and Oregon would help you out greatly. Or Oklahoma, if they lose, the Big 12 gets 3 in. Don't hate it. Don't hate it.
Hey, look, I've seen how good Auburn can be.
Yep.
I've seen Auburn play one game this year. They look like one of the best teams in the country to me. So maybe they can knock off Alabama this week.
And they looked great for the 3 quarters against Mercer. So.
That was when I lost some money, by the way.
They say that Alabama
27.5.
They say Alabama's the Mercer of the SEC. I think Mercer's like 9-2, and Alabama's 9-2. So,
and I'm like, Auburn can't score 27 points. That's such an easy bet. That suckers me. Yeah, I lost.
Sorry, man. Coming up,
happens.
Who is the worst? What's the worst program right now in the Big 12? And why is it the Baylor Bears? Locked on Big 12, locked on Baylor. Hey, today's show is brought to you by Game Time. Is it Mamacita? Donde está Santa Claus? Santa? Papacita? It's one of those. Whatever it is, Game Time is your place for college football tickets. College football is back. College football is back, man. It's here. Finally. And I couldn't be more excited. The tailgates, the rivalries, the energy in the stands, there's nothing like it. I pull up Game Time app. I use Game Time to get my tickets for all these games. A couple of taps. You can watch the Baylor Bears play for almost free. Like really, really close to free. See amazing deals. Talking about your favorite college football teams for as low as $25. The app makes it super simple. Take the guesswork out of buying college football tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, promo code LOCKEDONCollege for $20 off. That's like 7 Baylor tickets. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download Game Time. Do it today. Game Time.